there's going to be another populist budget?
नहीं, पॉपुलिस्ट बजट को 12 बजे क्या है नहीं है बता देंगे ना, थोड़ा इंतजार करो। और ये हमारी कोशिश है ना, सबका ध्यान सबका ख्याल, 5 साल में बढ़िया काम, छठा है ये, इसलिए अच्छे ढंग से जिम्मेवारी का निर्वहन हमने किया है। हमारी जो कोशिश है उसमें कमियां भी बहुत है, खामियां भी बहुत है, कंप्लेंट्स आते रहते, उसको सॉल्व भी किया जाता, तो सब कुछ है। ये भारत का ये नस है, मेन नस है, हमारा लाइफ लाइन है भारतीय रेल। ये ऊंचाइयों तक जाए, आगे तक ऊंचाइयों तक जाए, तो उसके लिए जो लकीरें हमने खींची है, और मैं काफ़ी होपफुल हूँ कि भारतीय रेल हमारा आगे ऊंचाइयों को छुएगा, दुनिया पीछे छूटेगी।
So while the passenger fares are...
comparison of the other country, the Indian railway fare is very cheaper. बहुत सस्ता है, भारतीय रेल काफ़ी सस्ता है। दुनिया के सारे देश के रेलों को आप देखेंगे, अध्ययन करेंगे, इतना सस्ता नहीं है।
So but the freight rates are pretty high. Are you going to be reducing?
No, that is not high. Everybody has accepted it, no high.
Are you going to introduce some special schemes to improve this quality of services delivered?
Yes, I have not raised, अंग्रेजी में बतावें क्या बोलो?
Quality of services?
हाँ, क्वालिटी ऑफ सर्विस, जो फूड की बात पूछ रही हैं आप, तो उसमें है कि इसमें सर्विस टैक्स लगा दिया चिदम्बरम जी ने उस समय, और जो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स हैं वो युद्ध करते रहे कि भाई सर्विस टैक्स भी दें, यहाँ भी दें हम, तो हम क्वालिटी कैसे सुधारेंगे? हमारा बढ़ा दीजिए, भोजन का दाम बढ़ाइए, लेकिन हम नहीं बढ़ाया। और हमने सुझाव दिया कि आइटम बहुत फालतू आइटम जो देते हो, उस आइटम को कट कर दो, और सॉलिड खाना, बेहतर हाइजीनिक भोजन, रोटी, दाल, सब्जी या चिकन बनाते हो, सलाद भी बहुत सब रहते, तो आप घर में खाती हो सलाद, तो सलाद तो फ्रेश उतना नहीं मिलेगा। लाख एंड लाख लोगों का भोजन तैयार होता है।
So now that you're eyeing on some other key posts in the government, what are your expectations? Will you be present?
I have expectations है हमारे, हर के रहना चाहिए, नहीं रहेगा तो आदमी खत्म हो जाएगा, मर जाएगा। इसलिए इसमें है कि रेल मंत्री बने तो हम काम किया, और दूसरे को मौका मिलेगा, दूसरे भाई को आना चाहिए इसमें, वो भी आवे, और फिर हम लोग को जो भी होगा, हमारी सरकार बनेगी, हम देखेगा क्या ठीक रहेगा।
So we can see that Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav is actually eyeing on some other key posts in the UPA government, and he's hopeful of taking more than what he is currently. Mehul Verma, NewsX, Delhi. The government has decided to infuse a whopping 3,800 crore rupees into the public sector banks, namely UCO Bank, Central Bank of India and Vijaya Bank. This infusion will shore up their capital adequacy and make them compatible with Basel II norms. The capital infusion will be done in 2 tranches.
The first is UCO Bank, where the government will subscribe about rupees 1,200 crore in Tier 1 innovative capital instruments in 2 tranches, 450 crore in the current year and 750 crore rupees in 2009-10.
Under the recapitalization package, Central Bank of India will get 1,400 crore rupees, while UCO Bank and Vijaya Bank will get 1,200 crore rupees each. In this fiscal, Central Bank will get 700 crore rupees, UCO Bank 450 crore rupees and Vijaya Bank 500 crore rupees. The remaining amount will be provided in the next financial year. Apart from infusing liquidity at home, the government has also decided to ease norms for foreign investment. Under them, foreign investment through an investing Indian company will not be taken into account in determining sectoral FDI cap. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs approved the changes in the guidelines for calculating total foreign investment, direct and indirect, in the Indian company.
All investment directly by a non-resident entity into the Indian company will be counted as foreign investment, and foreign investment through the investing Indian company will not be considered for calculation of the indirect foreign investment.
The CCEA also decided to start new projects to strengthen the infrastructure sector in the economy. In a move to create more liquidity into the system, the government's action to raise fresh equity for 3 public sector banks looks like a timely one. But what clearly needs to be watched here is the mode by which this capital would be raised at the time when the economy has run into a rough weather. Mehul Verma, NewsX, Delhi. Indian Railways, one of the largest and busiest rail networks in the world, transports over 18 million passengers and more than 2 million tons of freight daily. Being the world's largest commercial or utility employer, it has a strength of over 1.4 million employees. Over the years, Indian Railways has made great strides catering to the rising demand of both passenger and freight transportation. Unfortunately though, the process of modernization has failed to keep pace.
They have left out the modernization of maintenance, which is the most important thing. They continue to have people clean and sweep platforms manually. The coaches are being handled manually.
Outdated communication, safety and signalling equipment, which has contributed to failures in the system, need to be upgraded with latest technology. Need to fast-track automated signalling, as the system of manual signals between stations has contributed to several train accidents. Poor catering arrangement and sorry state of platforms continue.
Access to platform is more or less free. The access to platform should be limited. If terror is that serious a problem, sale of platform tickets should be stopped. Except in very cases where it is required, like old men being accompanied or sick person being seen.
And while the railways may have done a lot to make travelling a happy experience, it still has a long journey ahead to become a world-class service provider. The run-up of the Indian Railways from that of a loss-making concern to a profit-making entity is being highly rated world over. But modernization of techniques and delivery of quality services clearly needs a rethink at the strategic levels. Mehul Verma, NewsX, Delhi.
Lalu Prasad's dream to expand the fleet of railways has not chugged along as planned. In his last budget speech, the railway minister promised to add 53 new trains and 10 new low-cost fast trains called Garib Raths to the existing fleet. But only 80% of the new trains and 6 Garib Raths are on track till now. In the last 5 years, Lalu has announced several new trains in his budget speech. In his first year as the railway minister in 2004-2005, Lalu gave the country 32 new trains. The number increased to 46 in the second year. In 2006-2007, he announced 51 new trains. He also introduced 4 Garib Raths, air-conditioned fast trains for the poor. In his fourth budget speech for the year 2007-2008, Lalu announced 32 new trains and 8 Garib Raths. In 2008-2009, Lalu introduced 53 new trains and 10 Garib Raths. But experts believe many of these new trains are guided by political considerations and not the needs of a particular state. Of the 236 trains and 22 Garib Raths announced by Lalu in the last 5 years, 39 trains and 3 Garib Raths are for his home state, Bihar.
The demand can be met by increasing trains in a more systematic way. But we run trains on political reasons, to meet demands of states, to meet demands of politics and politicians.
In the last 5 years, Lalu has been careful not to increase the passenger fares. And while this has added to his popularity, it has affected the quality of services offered by the railways.
Normal long distance passenger, there is no need for subsidy at all. The passenger is prepared to pay higher fare, but he wants quality of service on which the Indian Railways should concentrate.
With Lok Sabha elections months away, it will be interesting to see what Lalu has to offer to consolidate his gains in the last 5 years.
Though the the passenger fares are being kept nominal, the rise in freight charges is making the Indian Railways lose out on competitive advantage. What clearly is the need of the hour here is a rationalization in the tariff structure. Mehul Verma, NewsX, Delhi. Going by the tradition of interim budgets that refrain from making elaborate financial proposals for the coming fiscal, Railways Minister Lalu Prasad stuck to addressing the voter rather than the commuter. However, his announcement for a 2% cut in fares across all classes in passenger trains can impact the profits of the Indian Railways by 700 crore rupees. The profit margins may drop further due to implementation of the 6th Pay Commission report. While experts say that the interim budget is another populist exercise, the Commerce Minister has denied all such comment.
It takes into account aspirations of the people and the immediate needs for the next 3 months. So it's addressed concerns of people and the public.
The Railways Ministry, however, hinted at the things to come. The Railways said they are busy conducting feasibility studies on many routes for running bullet trains in India.
उसके लिए कुछ कॉरिडोर्स की प्री फीजिबिलिटी स्टडी पिछले बजट में अनाउंस की गई थी.
Feasibility study announced in the last budget has been done. In this budget, Delhi-Patna route will be undergoing pre-feasibility test.
The industry has welcomed the cuts in passenger fares, but it had hoped that the minister would take the current economic situation into account and announce cuts in freight charges as well.
Cost cut, we had hoped that he would also cut the freight rate. Good budget, good passenger fare reduction, but we had hoped that freight rate would also be cut. Maybe next time.
With the general election just months away, the sections of the society which are directly affected by the rail budget will have to wait for the main financial document from the new government. With the nominal reduction in passenger fares, the interim rail budget has played its populist role but has failed to meet the expectations of the common man. Also, unchanged freight rates at the time when the industry is suffering from global economic meltdown has left many expectations unmet. With camera person Tarun Arora, Mehul Verma, NewsX, Delhi. The year 2008-9 has perhaps been the most challenging in the history of Indian banking. Hit by the global slowdown, the Indian banks are still faced with drying up of liquidity. High cost of borrowing and interest rates have led to higher EMIs. Be it exports, IT, realty or infrastructure, every sector is hit with the credit crisis. In the weeks as the meltdown unfolded, the RBI changed the rates. The cash reserve ratio or CRR was reduced 4 times from a high of 8.5% to 5.5%. Short-term lending rate or the repo rate and the reverse repo rates were slashed. Though public sector banks responded by cutting down interest rates, a large number of home loan consumers are still to get relief, having borrowed from the private banks. To infuse more liquidity into the system, the government has decided to borrow 46,000 crore rupees in 4 tranches in the next few months. Money was also infused in select public sector banks. However, the banking sector still has more expectations. The interim budget is expected to benefit 17 more banks with liquidity enforcement action. Banking sector expects the insurance cover on deposits to be raised to 2 lakh rupees from the existing 1 lakh rupees. In the midst of a tight fiscal situation and global crisis, the government's options may be limited. But the banking sector is looking for more rate cuts to take off the pressure of liquidity crunch. In the midst of a tight liquidity situation and a global crisis, the government's options may be limited. But the banking sector is looking forward to more rate cuts to take off the pressure of liquidity crunch. Mehul Verma, NewsX, Delhi.